What conspiracy theories do you think are too logical to ignore? This one isn't as serious as most of the ones on here, but I enjoy it and have gotten into many a convo about it. In the 2017 NBA playoffs, a player named Markieff Morris, who at the time played for the Washington Wizards, hurt his ankle in Game 1. This was only 11 minutes into the game, and he didn't return. The injury looked like he would be out for a couple weeks and no one expected him to play Game 2. But he showed up Game 2 and played as if he was never injured. In fact, had his best game statistically of the playoffs to that point. Here's where it gets interesting. Markieff Morris has an identical twin brother named Marcus who also plays in the NBA. His brother was playing for the Pistons, who were eliminated from the playoffs already. The theory is that Marcus played for his brother. Both brothers have the exact same tattoos and don't have any super apparent different traits. Here's the Ringer's breakdown on it. So my dad actually confirmed a popular Reddit conspiracy theory. I told him about the laundry detergent caps have the full line too high on purpose, and he told me this was true. He interned at P&G, and they taught him the full line was for the highest level of cleanliness our product can give. You can get away with using much less detergent. Denver Airport being a fallout shelter for the elite. The fact that it went like $1 billion over budget and all the symbolism. 1. Kennedy gets elected. 2. Kennedy is critical of the CIA, his own VP and military for wanting to turn the Cold War into a hot one and the willingness to perform false flag operations, Project Northwoods, to do it. 3. Kennedy is shot. 4. His VP takes power. 5. Classified. Pretty sure I saw it here on Reddit at one point, but someone brought up the art trade. That these $1 million art shows / individual pieces that go for insanely high prices are just a way for money laundering. David Miscavige, the chairman of the Church of Scientology, definitely murdered his wife and is getting off scot-free for it. Him and his wife got into a pretty heated argument in 2007, and she hasn't been seen since. Lawyers hired by David claim she is still alive and devotes 100% of her time to work at the Church of Scientology, which is why she hasn't been seen since August 2007. In 2013, a former member of the church had filed a missing person report that was closed after a few officers had spoken and seen Mrs. Miscavige, even though there's no evidence whatsoever of this meeting. All missing persons reports now are turned down, since this investigation is forever closed. Amazed that I haven't seen Gary Webb mentioned. Expose the CIA for assisting in drug trafficking and commit suicide with 2 bullets to the head. The Denver Airport theory. I mean, the capstone of the building literally has the Freemason logo on it. There's some weird ass apocalypse murals on the walls. The runways look like a swastika, and there's a 50-foot tall horse statue with red glowing eyes. I mean, seriously, who the fuck designed that place? US intelligence conducting organized blackmail operations out of Epstein's Island. The prosecutor handling Epstein's old case was told to back off and go easy because Epstein was intelligence. Acosta's departure from the administration confirmed that this was not just a rumor. So as an American, I would really like to know exactly who was blackmailing who, how far it extended, and what political decisions were affected. Trader Joe's makes their parking lots small intentionally to make it seem like it's more popular. Mike Bloomberg is a ploy by YouTube to get us all to get YouTube Premium to stop seeing his ads. Some torture devices such as the Iron Maiden were made up hundreds of years later, so people would think, well, a regular hanging ain't too bad then. With all the scientists in the world, there has to be at least one secret lab on this planet where they have cloned a human. Dr. Claw is Inspector Gadget. Edit. Dr. Claw is Human Inspector and Inspector Gadget is obviously a younger clone of him. Nutley NJ, where Martha Stewart was born, has a butcher shop every other corner. How much meat does one small blue collar town need? Suspicious. Let me introduce you to #WONKAPIERCER, the theory that Oscar-winning director Bong Joon-ho made a sequel to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with his 2012 film Snowpiercer. My dog did not go to Doggy Disneyland because he won a lifetime ticket for being a good boy. I think that he in fact died. That karma on Reddit really does nothing. I like that people always are worried that Epstein was murdered instead of suicide. What if this was a ploy to cover up that he just escaped or paid his way out of prison? Some people had to talk about Fight Club, otherwise it wouldn't exist. The FBI keeps posting questions like this to see what the public knows. Edit. Why did this do well? McDonald's shake machines are never actually down. The night crew people are just too lazy to clean it. Google Maps only asks you for feedback on its navigation when it knows it did a good job. I use navigation all the time, and I find that when it gets me to the destination on time or earlier than predicted, I get a notification asking to rate the trip. But if it gets me there after it originally estimated, I never get that notification. That this question is reposted every couple of weeks by them to see just how close the public is to figuring out their schemes. And that this response is reposted every time to throw you off our trail. Typing in your email address to unsubscribe from a mailing list actually enters it into more mailing lists. Jamie Lynn Spears was raped by Dan Schneider. He is the father of her first child. The fashion industry makes too much money from purses to care about making pockets for women easily available. Edit. All the people saying just buy men's pants have apparently never seen a woman's hips. Jamie Lynn Spears, Miranda Cosgrove, Victoria Justice, etc. were raped by Dan Schneider. Nickelodeon let him get away with a lot. There's so many feet jokes in all those shows. A lot of the interviews with those cast members get really awkward when they're around Dan. If you got to pursue your dream career when you really wanted it, wouldn't you do just about anything? If you made Dan Schneider mad, your career would be ruined and your dreams would be over. Edit. I do admit rape is a strong allegation, but he is at least really creepy with the feet jokes. At the very least he is a pedophile with sexual attraction toward his female stars. Time to sort by controversial. Pro tip, read the comments in Alex Jones' voice before deciding whether to believe them. Probably too late to this thread, but the idea that there are too many chicken wings for the amount of chickens sold. There is something like 1 billion chicken wings sold every Super Bowl. Where are they coming from? The US government's involvement in the crack cocaine epidemic. FYI, the moon landings were real. In fact there were 6 in total, and it's not hard to achieve. Ronan Farrow is obviously Frank Sinatra's kid, and not Woody Allen's. See for yourself. NASCAR is fake, it's just Hot Wheels going around a track and all the sounds are made by one guy in a sound booth imitating what he thinks a race car would sound like. The true conspiracies are right in front of our eyes. The extent of corporate control over the democratic process is no secret, but we are all too busy debating the moon landing, flat earthers and anti-vaxxers. That the US knowingly left POWs behind in Vietnam. Rob Schneider pays the migrant workers at Home Depot to choke him in the shower. Jar Jar Binks was supposed to be a Sith Lord in the big bad of the Star Wars prequels, but George Lucas screwed up the directing and then chickened out after seeing the public reception of the character. See also r/Darth Jar. Amazon Go isn't about replacing cashiers, but about selling stock, receiving tax breaks for R&D, and selling marketing analytics on the shoppers. This is why the stores are placed in financial districts and aren't open 24 hours or the weekend. Their camera system is backed up by employees watching you. Google Amazon Go Chicago. They are closed right now.